I'm kind of like, you play too many games. I can't with you right now. Like, leave. Stop it.
I was learning Tekken with them, but I was just like, I like it, but I gotta come back to anime.
Yeah, anime games, anime waifus are love in their life. Like, they will never ever betray you. I don't know. Simple, plain and facts. All right, so they've already on their quick button check, and now they are off to the races. So, in this, we will definitely see. Ooh, okay.
That's a good assault. Probably going to rely mainly on fundamentals, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to be sticking to a lot of fundamentals, and he's definitely going to have to stick to her long-range pokes that she has just to try and keep Hijster on his toes and also to get rid of Ozzy.
That was a nice force function punish as well.
Because the biggest thing against Chaos players is you need to knock Ozzy out of commission constantly. If you can knock Ozzy out of there constantly, then you have a significantly safer time than if you didn't. All right. Hijster still has the... Oh, he does not. No, he's CS, so that's good. Okay. All right, who's gonna win Whirlpool? So far, it's Doriavis. And oh no! It goes right to Hijster at the last second. But
plus what? 128.
With 25 seconds left on the clock, not a significant life lead, but Doriavis does have like a slight. You know what? There we go, commentator's curse. That life lead just goes right away, and now not only does Hijster have the life lead, he now has the corner, about to have 100 resource with 10% from that extra Vorpal. Let's see what's gonna happen. And see, that's perfect. He gets that nice shield reflector, and then CS is right after. Something that I need to talk to my man Doriavis about, because before, when he was doing matches against Hijster, he was CSing point blank in people's faces after coming off of a block stun. I was like, well, no, we don't do that. Especially now to get up against Hijster's. I'm sorry, Chaos's. No.
Chaos has a really strong block strings in the corner.
Oh,
and there's an opening there, but again, that's a knowledge thing.
Like Hijster was saying before, he's good at blocking. He just doesn't know when the right time to mash out to try and counterattack, and that can definitely be a player's downfall. Because then the opponent's gonna pick up on that real quick if they're that good, and they're just gonna capitalize on it and start doing some random stuff. All right, with 50 seconds left on the clock, like I said, folks, with Hijster, you definitely want to keep an eye on that timer because it can go from 60 seconds to about 10 seconds real quick without you even noticing. All right, good low to get out of the corner. Nice grab, doesn't swap it, but that's fine. It's the lockdown, so what's the option? Empty jump, gets the lows. Ooh, Hijster stands right back to block it. Good. Oh, I keep telling him he needs to stop. He needs to stop those point. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, that one wasn't point blank this time, but it was damn near close. Well, at least I definitely knew my predictions for this will be right. It was definitely going to be Coma in Grand Finals, and definitely Hijster against Doriavis in losers finals. So let's see who is able to get into Grand Finals to go against Coma. See, in my opinion, I wouldn't say Orie is hard to play. She's definitely an okay-ish character to pick up and to be fairly good with her with the right amount of practice. But at the same time, that can be said about any person, any kind of fighting game or player in general. I'm sorry, character in general. But in this particular instance, Orie is definitely easy to pick up. Definitely going to take some time to master a lot of her kit. But if you are starting the game, I can safely recommend that if you wanted to pick up Orie as your first character, to go ahead. Now, if you're to be like, I'm going to pick up, let's say, someone like Hilda or Enkidu, and it's your first time playing the game, I definitely would not suggest that in any way, shape, or form.
I don't know. Enkidu is pretty straightforward.
No, see, Enkidu is pretty straightforward, but that's someone that's if you've been playing the game for a bit, you know the genuine mechanics and you're good at like defenses and neutral. But if you're just picking this game up for the first time, I wouldn't recommend Enkidu just because he doesn't have that standard fireball like everyone else has. So you're already going to be in a very you're just not going to have any fun if you're playing the game for the first time. You're picking up Enkidu against other players because they're going to say, okay, this is your first time. So what's the first time? And you're playing Enkidu. So there's already a plethora of things that people can play or people know off brick just from knowing that little bit of information.
I like this heavy meter grid gain from Doriavis here.
Man, Doriavis is in the same boat as Coma. He just don't spend meter, and that joint be blowing me. They love to just sit on meter, and I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Spend your cash. Like, come on, come on. Yeah, Yoma, Yuzu is definitely a character I would not pick up as your first time playing, because Yuzu is, yes, she's significantly easier from what she was in UNIL, but she definitely does have a significantly high skill cap than everyone else in this game.
Yuzu is pretty hard. You want some proof, look at those 4 missions.
Let's see. Crossover between this game and Melty Blood. I mean, people will sit there and argue that this game is definitely ground-based or it's not ground-based, whether it's neutral or not neutral. My honest opinion, it's definitely heavily ground-based. Like, you can throw in some good old air fights every so often, but you definitely mainly want to stick to the ground. And
it's full screen animation shenanigans on the ground.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that. And what is it? Definitely very. I believe it's definitely very heavy neutral based. Like, literally, I will say to anyone, and every single time, you can literally smart steer your way to victory if you have a good neutral in this game. In all honesty.
Very true.
And those are my honest opinions, folks. Like, just saying. Like, I've seen it done. I've done it a few times myself when I was first learning. Like, I can block in this game. Once I learned neutral, I still didn't learn a bunch of combos, but as I was playing Hyde, I can just smart steer my way, block everything else, and be good to go.
Lene and Hyde are really good characters to do that with because they're pretty Shoto-like.
Absolutely. Oh, we got a quick back and forth here, pincer attack. Ooh, Lene has her grid broken. I'm sorry, not Lene. Orie has the grid broken, so that's not going to help at all. Comes back. Orie has Vorpal sitting on a plethora of meter right now. So once he is able to crack open Hijster, ooh.
Another big part with learning this game, and this is a lot of what playing Under Night actually means, is you're actually playing this grid game at the bottom of the screen here.
See, and that's the thing I love about this game. It's like I feel like it teaches you to manage everything. You're managing the time clock, because a lot of games in this game do in fact go down the timer. You're managing your resource, and you're also managing the grid battle at the bottom. Because depending on who you're playing against or who you're playing, grid is literally that deciding factor as to whether you're going to win or not. Like, if you're playing against a Godot user, you never want them to win grid. Ever. Ever. Because if they go on the Vorpal, they're just like, he's just like, oh, my little nail thing, my little force function, that's gonna come out like 1,000 times faster and go significantly longer. And you just don't want to ever be on the receiving end of that. It's terrible.
He also steals grid too.
Let's not even talk about stealing grid. Like, no. This is why Gordo, I always say I hate him so much, because he's literally your genuine pub stomp for this game. It's like anyone can pick him up, go into a normal match online and be like, GG, I win, guys. Because those are just like the more, not galaxy brain, but just like the more in-depth in his fundamentals. If you don't even like remember those or even think to use those, he still has ridiculous long-range normals for no reason. Like, can we talk about that? Not now, but later. All right, folks, it's 2-0. Hijster still leading. Like I said, my guy Doriavis is good and he's getting better, but he just does not have that match knowledge against Chaos. And it honestly hurts. Like, it hurts the player a little bit, but at the same time, you play this game, you can't sit there and constantly use that excuse, I don't have match knowledge against this individual, because eventually it's going to come up. So you're gonna have to at least lap it just a bit, just to get some basic bread and butters or some basic niches or gimmicks that the player has. So once you see it in a match, you're just like, okay, I know what to do here, so you won't get freed up too much. Because kind of what we're seeing now is that the biggest thing that Doriavis is having a difficult time with, I'm seeing, is that he's unable to take out Ozzy. And everyone knows that if you're able to take out Ozzy, Hijster gets freed.
So a big thing about what the game plan I think should be against Chaos here is Chaos wants to be full screen, letting his pet do all the work. And so you want to use that to gain grid and win the grid Vorpal. And then use Vorpal, chain shift, whatever you need.
Yep.
To punish Chaos when he goes for things.
And see, there we go with a nice veil of completely shattering Hipster's grid, putting Doriavis in a bigger advantageous state, but let's see if he can capitalize on that. And speaking of that, that goes back to why Coma switched to Batista, because Chaos wants to be full screen, so does Batista. But Batista's going to have a significantly better game full screen than you are, my friend. Like, oh boy. You try to do anything with Ozzy, there's going to be a quick beam right in your face. And just like that, Doriavis gets knocked out of tournament. Oh, very, very nice handshake. And we have Hijster seeing Coma yet again in our grand